Suarez hit him on the right rear.
Like a 99 car right there, gets up the racetrack, gets into the left rear of the 5, and then he's just out of control along for the ride. Denny Hamlin, wrong place. See the 9, you saw it wiggle? He got loose. And when he got loose, he had to turn to the car to the right to keep from spinning out. That's where the contact came right along with the 20 of Bell.
Bell got into the back of the 22.
That's how quick it happens. Bell couldn't even see the incident.
All right, Kim.
Well, before the incident, Kyle did say the car was trending loose. Kyle, though, coming on the radio, telling Cliff Daniels, the crew chief, that it is not driving straight, so they will have to look at the suspension of that machine.
Let's listen in on the 99 radio.
When you force the middle like that, that's the consequences sometimes.
Yeah, all good. Nothing to worry about there. Just reset. Let's keep moving forward.
Not running straight there for Larson, as the crew will take a look at that. Steve?
Yeah, looking at the rear. Probably take a look at the front through the hood flap. Yeah, you see he's peeling up the hood flap. You can kind of take a look at that right front toe link, upper suspension.
3-wide racing, the 99 of Suarez gets into the back of the 5. He goes into the 11, into the wall, and brings out caution number 7 here at Iowa.
He's going to slide up in front of Busher. Busher checks his entry speed up, trying to get back underneath. He's not going to be able to do it.
There he gets past and back out front.
We admire that 24 car. Had a lot of speed early. He had that bad restart, lost a lot of spots. Now racing Brad Keselowski for 4th place.
Firing all the way to the bottom. Keselowski on that second line. These two chasing after Gilliland. With Berry up front, his best finish on a short track was Richmond, where he came in second. Are there any similarities to this track in Richmond?
Well, Rusty Wallace designed this racetrack, and one of the best ever at Richmond was Rusty Wallace. So imagine that. He made this track feel a lot like Richmond, but with this new asphalt, this track is so fast. It is shaped very similar, but the grip levels are different.
The other thing with Berry up front is look what it does to the playoff standings. Puts him into that 10th position as the leader. We already talked about Busch and Logano, but now Wallace joined them below.
Racetrack, his last pitted on lap 184. Wow. That was only a right front. It just won't turn. That one, you saw it get loose.
I'm with you. It didn't look like the rest. It just went straight.
Marty?
Rick, this was important. A driver near the cut line, and Chris Graves, or Scott Graves, had just told him a moment ago, he said, we're going to come in about 20 laps. If it gets any tighter, let me know. Next lap, he was in the wall.
Well, you mentioned a tight race car. You're leaning on that right front even more.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, and a lot of times when we have tire issues, and Steve mentioned it earlier, to see the 5 car get back on the racetrack, when the temperatures are coming down, pace is going to go up. And the track is completely shaded. I mean, there's no sun on it, so the track temp is way down. That means when you fire off on new tires, you really
See if it pays off.
84 to go in Iowa. Blaney Logano back into the gas.
it already paid off with the 24.
Penske drivers side by side, Logano on the inside, Blaney on the outside, and surprisingly enough, they're the two Penske drivers who haven't been to victory lane in 2024.
And on exit as the battle for the lead continues up front. Actually, the battle for second. But Kyle Busch says he thinks he might have a tire going down. Here he comes to pit road.
So Kyle Busch will make his way onto pit road, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. moves up to second. Logano has fallen all the way back to fourth. Dave.
Rick, when I talked to Stenhouse Jr.'s crew chief Mike Kelly this morning, he told me with the 3 wins here he had in the Xfinity Series, I know there are a lot of unknowns today, but I think Ricky is going to be able to get to the front. And then my thought recently was, yeah, people will stop hitting him like when Byron got into him, but then Jeff Berry hit him under caution. So they're still bumping into Ricky, but he's fighting for this win.
Oh, Chastain had Chase Elliott way up the racetrack.
Here comes Byron trying to take second away from Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Go back to that tire issue with the 8 car. That's a big deal. We talk about points, and he's right there on that cut line to have those issues this late in the race. Can he recover from them? He's all the way back in 32nd.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a tire issue. When he came in, it looked to me that all 4 tires were aired up, yet the car was sparking on the racetrack. I think there's something bigger wrong with the 8 car. Marty?
Yeah, it was contact on the racetrack. Randall Burnett just told him a moment ago, I think something is wrong with the left rear. Something is either broken or it is loose on the car. So they sent Kyle Busch back out. They could see it was still loose with the left rear. So that's an issue probably from contact on the racetrack. Steve, you think about the last 3 weeks for this race team. They'd easily have top 10 speed, and they're going to walk away with 3 bad finishes.
Cup Series.
First time since 1956 the Cup Series is raced in the
Trying to
Midwest.
catch up to that
Last
Ross
time was
Chastain as the
Soldier
last
Field dirt
continue to
race.
wind down.
1956.
Eric Jones with an issue here entering one.
Hey, he entered the corner really high. At his right side, right rear tire, kind of out of the groove, right in front of the leader, Blaney.
Ross up the racetrack. That was just moments ago.
Cars are starting to lose grip, even though the pace hasn't come off all that much. They're not as forgivable. If you add something to your car, it doesn't have as much side grip.